everyone, and welcome to the Edinburgh Napier University MBA webinar. My name is Helen Spiropoulos and I'm the Admissions Manager at Stafford Associates. And joining me this evening all the way from the university is Mammed, who is the Director of the MBA programs. Good evening to you, Mammed.
Good evening.
Okay, and I can see on my right-hand side, there's quite a lot of you that have joined us already, which is excellent. I can see that even some of you are from Africa. Welcome. How we are going to conduct the webinar this evening is I'm briefly going to introduce you to Stafford, our role here, and then I'm going to hand you over to Mammed, who's going to go through the program. And right at the end of the presentation, we are going to open up the box so that you can actually type up any questions that you may have so that Mammed or myself can answer them. I am going to group the questions together because a lot of them tend to be identical. So do listen out for your question and for your answer. Okay, so let's get started. Who is Stafford Associates? Stafford was established in 1993 and we are a resource centre for distance learning education in the Middle East as well as in India and also in Africa. Now we are currently the resource centre for 6 UK universities, one of which is Edinburgh Napier University. Now, we do offer a variety of programs ranging from certificates to diplomas, bachelor's, MBAs, right through until doctorates. So we really do have all the programs for your personal and your professional needs. Now, our function here is to assist students throughout the application process. So the mere fact that you are with us this evening means that you've been in touch with one of our experienced academic consultants. We also offer some administrative support as well as academic support. I'm now going to hand you over to Mammed and I will be joining you towards the end of the webinar. Over to you, Mammed.
Thank you, Helen. Good evening to you all. I hope you can all see me. I'm not sure whether my camera is actually accessible to you all or not. Pleasure to be here. And Helen, thank you very much for that introduction. What I'm hoping to do this evening really is to give you a bit of background first about what we're all about, what Edinburgh Napier University is all about, where we are geographically, how we fit within the portfolio of United Kingdom, and more importantly, the role of the university in trying to assist individuals who want to be educated. We are part of United Kingdom, as I said. We are one of the focal nations which create United Kingdom. We're in Scotland, and the university is based in Edinburgh, which is the capital of Scotland, and it's a very well-known city, very well-known country. And Rough Guide, for example, commented on Scotland lately by saying it's the most beautiful country in the world, which that gives an indication of really where we are. We tend to go beyond tradition. We tend to be very, very conscious of the needs that our students have. And our role is not just about creating, I suppose, or helping individuals, our prospective students, to become educated and to have the qualification. We more importantly concentrate on what we call a keep knowledge into practice. And it's that knowledge into practice which gives us that employability rate which we have, which is one of the highest at the moment globally and throughout the United Kingdom. And the whole objective behind what we do is to somehow try to create an environment where our individuals not only get educated, but actually know how to apply the knowledge into something tangible that's going to give results. And all the awards that we've been receiving in recent years, it's been very much based on nurturing that student talent. It's nurturing part which we tend to work on. Our graduate employability is something which we really pride ourselves on. What's the point of being educated if you can't do anything with that qualification? And our university at the moment, our graduate employability sits in excess of 95%. What that means is our graduates, within 6 months of graduation, they're either in a new job or they continue by going to further education. In your case, you either be in a desired job that you're after within 6 months, or you probably go and do your DBA or PhD. We are the largest provider of higher education in Hong Kong, for example, as far as the United Kingdom's concerned. The university currently has spread at global level, and we have over 19,500 students from more than 130 countries. Actually, that figure of 130 now is up to 140. And out of the 140 countries and about 20,000 students roughly, 13,500 of those students come into our university on campus from these 140 different nations and study with us. The remaining 6,000 students either study at our partner universities or they study virtually, very similar to what we do with our global online programs worldwide. So that gives you a flavor of really who we are, what we are. And that really should give, I suppose, our applicants confidence, purely because it's the geographical exposure, the global exposure that gives us the understanding of what the needs and wants of our students are. Because it's not just about educational needs, it's about the thinking styles. Different nations have different ways of thinking, different individuals have different ways of learning, and cultural discourses, so on and so forth. And we try not to have the same size fits mentality. And we have what I call a very much a greenhouse approach to education. It's all about nurturing rather than having a warehouse approach, which is very 2 + 2 = 4. And it's that nurturing and greenhouse mentality that we have allows us to nurture the talent we want. And what you have in front of you at the moment is our global exposure. You probably noticed I jumped one particular slide, and the reason I've jumped that is purely because I want to keep the flow of my own conversation going. What is Global Online? The Global Online is designed to offer flexibility to yourselves where you are, to really package your mode of education to meet your own requirements, rather than having to meet our requirements all of the time. Yes, you have to meet our requirements from an educational point of view, from education achievement point of view, but you can study anytime, any place, anywhere with the aid of the technology that we provide you. Our MBA programs is offered to give you general range of specialist routes. You can either become a general practitioner by taking a generalist MBA, or choose one of our suite of specialist MBAs that could help you towards either specializing in one particular subject area, or it might be the requirements of the post you're in that requires you to develop your I suppose, expertise within a particular field. However, regardless of whatever you study, there are a number of caveats. There is an engine part for the MBA that, regardless of who you are, whether you're a brain surgeon, whether you're a GP, whether you're a consultant, whether you're an engineer, there are certain things that you need to know about managing, leading, and developing organizations. So we have 4 specific modules. One is called Building and Marketing High-Performing Organizations, the other Global Business Economics and Finance, the other Managing Organizational Change, and Leading Strategic Decision Making. These 4 specific modules are always compulsory for regardless of whether you study specialisms or generalists, because no matter what, you need to know how to develop your organization, develop your team to become from good to better. Hence the importance of building and marketing high-performing organizations. Global Business Economics and Finance, you've got to be aware of that. You need to know what's going on, because what happens globally as far as business and finance is concerned, it has direct consequences with your daily work activities. and you have to have to build up the resilience to deal with the economic challenges, etc., etc. As you probably know, I'm sure everybody knows, there is no great secret. Britain at the moment is going through some political challenges with trying to secure a new leader to lead the nation. And that itself proves the importance of, for example, management and organizational change. And what Britain's going through at the moment is a political change. So this is at the macro level of how to manage and lead change. And we have to have a right leader to do that. You will be doing the same thing at the organizational level, much more at micro level, which in your organization, when you compare that to personals, might be a macro level. So how do you manage? How do you lead change? Because if you do something today similar to what you did yesterday, you're going to have to ask yourself the questions: why am I doing that? Because it may no longer be fit for the purpose. Yesterday's news and yesterday's achievements may not be specifically ideal for today's achievements. And that very comfortably then leads on to leading and strategic decision making, into how do you lead, how do you manage, regardless of what you do, is about leadership. And leadership in this context is about influencing, is about getting individuals to do what you want them to do by being motivated, and do it by ease. Research skills for managers and MBA projects, they go hand in hand. And for generalists, MBA, you will be putting your MBA proposal forward in a generalist way within any subject area. And then that MBA proposal or research skills for managers, in effect, is your scope and study of what you're going to be doing for the actual project for your thesis. However, you got to remember, if you're taking a specialist route, you've got to do your MBA proposal, your research skills for managers, and MBA project within your specific specialist route. So that's the caveat that goes with specialist MBAs. So what you have in front of you is a list of our specialist routes. Please don't worry about having to take notes with this, because my colleague Helen is from Stafford is going to be emailing you with a copy of my presentation at the end of this particular session that we're having. So what you have in front of you right now, the specialist routes and the modules that are going to, the extra 2 modules you have to study over and above the 4 compulsory modules in order to move on to putting together your MBA proposal and your actual final project, your thesis. We have interactive online resources to help you to achieve what you be needing to be achieved. And we don't overload you with information. We don't want you to be getting bogged down with information overload. However, everything is there for you, and you can go through it and use everything at your leisure. You got to bear in mind, you are not alone in this. We don't leave you to it. We will be inviting you to surgery sessions on a weekly basis for the maximum 2 modules per term, per semester, which we call trimesters, because they run 3 times per academic year. Maximum 2, minimum 1 module, obviously. To really exchange ideas with other fellow students throughout the globe, with your academic who's actually guiding you through your specific module. And if you have any questions, so on and so forth, to deal with. So in effect, it's a tutorial session, online tutorial session. Before any of this, we'll induct you into the program. And please, when you decide to join us, please, the first step you have to take is to go through the induction. Please don't bypass that. You have to do everything in the smart way. Please don't do it the hard way, because quite a lot of your questions are going to already be answered once you go through your induction. And majority of our students seem to have problems within the first 3 to 6 months of studies with us and have to continue to come back to us for guidance, is because they haven't actually gone through the induction program. The induction program is the key to your success of what to do. It's a mapping process, is the satellite navigation of what you need to be doing. And they give you minor tools, minor ways of doing things that make a huge, major difference to what you do. For example, we get at times, once students join us within 2 or 3 weeks, they say they're having a problem, they can't get into the module, it's a problem with the module, or they can't get into the website, and they keep getting blocked. And when we go through the detail with them, more often than not, is because the students haven't read the Global Online Induction, they haven't read the instructions, you don't know what you don't know, and that's where you get blockages. For example, if you have to use block capital on something, if you don't, system won't let you move forward. And we as humans are very pragmatic in our minds, and we think subjectively. However, technology always thinks objectively. And these are the things that they have to be aware of, and that induction is going to really assist you to do that. So doing it the smart way rather than the hard way, because you don't have too much spare time to spend just wasting going round and round and round and by accident trying to find a solution to a problem. You encourage, as I said earlier on, to study 2 modules per trimester. Again, not only the induction to the program is important, induction to the module is important as well. We give you direct access to all of Edinburgh Napier University on global online resources. That includes websites for publications, etc., etc. The predetermined surgery sessions I've already covered, and also every single module has its own core textbook. We give you access to that core textbook for free. And majority of the core textbooks, we write them ourselves. As academics, part of our, I suppose, mandate is for our own CPD, is to make absolutely sure we're aware of what we're putting in front of you. So our colleagues, including myself, we're well published, we publish on a regular basis, and we publish educational books, so on and so forth. So the books are predetermined, they're put together, the specific core textbooks, and they're structured in a way that are going to help you with all the units and with all the parts that you have to go through on a weekly basis. That way, hopefully, it's going to make everything seamless for you. So you will have a short introduction to every module. You have an overview of what we expect you to study every week. You can test yourself at the end of each week to make sure your knowledge and understanding is there. To complement that, you have a work study which it has all the units in there, giving overview, the learn outcomes, and describe reading, self-assessments, enough units, so on and so forth. And all of that is complemented by your global online or by your online core textbook. So we're hoping that this combination